How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at Frosty's Winter Wonderland. This is from 1976 and is the second Rankin Bass Frosty cartoon. Really, this one is about him trying to find a wife. I wish they had called this Bride of Frosty. That would have been fun. But anyway, this is directed by Arthur Rankin Jr. and Jules Bass, as with most of the Rankin Bass shorts. Once again, we star Jackie Vernon. Glad to get the voice actor from the first one back, because he really is perfect. We also have Shelley Winters. Winters, isn't that appropriate? And Paul Frees. Frees, isn't that appropriate? And this time around, we're hosted by Andy Griffith. And now, like the first one, this is based on the song Frosty the Snowman, but if we note the subtitle, this one's also based on Walking in a Winter Wonderland by Dick Smith and Felix Bernard. So kind of a double song adaptation there. Mix Frosty the Snowman with Winter Wonderland, Frosty's Winter Wonderland. Might as well. Fun idea for a sequel. Now, this one, it doesn't get played as much as the original Frosty. The original Frosty is iconic and very good. This one isn't as good, but is very, very heartwarming. Like, for real, Frosty the Snowman is one of the most purely good characters in all of fiction. He's just such a really nice guy. And when you see that he's lonely, it really does tug at your heartstrings because, you know, someone who is so pure and so good, to see them suffer, it's really sad. And the idea that he wants a wife, and when he finally meets Crystal, it's just a pure, unfiltered, super sweet and sugary love story. And it's just how much joy and happiness can we fit in a little special like this? It's super sweet. Now, that being said, again, not perfect. The 70s animation, they made it a little more scratchy and a little bit more like 70s animation was. I really did miss the original's animation being that soft 60s animation, and I wish the art styles matched. And also, we do play things pretty fast and loose with snowman magic, and how easy is it to get a snowman to come to life? Whatever, it's a kid's cartoon, who cares? There's a few other plot points I'll talk about as we analyze it that are a little off as well. But overall, while it's not the classic of the first one, it still is pretty fun, and I really did like it. And if you're feeling, admittedly, like me, I was a little grumpy, and then I watched this, and it's hard not to have your heart melt at all the sweetness here. So if you need that this time of year, this is a good one to watch, and I can definitely recommend it. Anyway, let's analyze the plot. There will be a few gripes from an old man watching a kid's cartoon, but I'll try to keep those to a minimal. Let's talk about what happens in this. No major spoilers. We open up. The kids are trying to make a snowman come to life. They miss Frosty, and they try it again, but of course, they don't have the magic hat, so how are you going to make a snowman come to life? Their creation fails. And then we cut to Frosty at the North Pole, sad and alone, and he says, "I said I'd come back again someday. Why haven't I? I probably should." And for real, Frosty, why haven't you? Like, I'm guessing that this takes place in the year it came out. The first one was 69 and this one is 76. Frosty, I thought your visits to the kids would be like an annual thing and that someday just meant next winter. You're all sad, but why did you wait 7 years to return? I mean, you could have come down the very next winter. And also, it is a fun, happy relationship to see Frosty with the kids, but why do they miss each other when this is a completely different group of kids? For real, one of my biggest gripes is they're just random other kids. Why couldn't we get Karen to come back? She was the main character. She helped Frosty out right after his birth, and he didn't know what to do. And, like, to actually have Karen back from the first one would have been a much stronger connection, and it's unclear why these other random kids miss Frosty if they've never met. I'm glad Frosty is friends with them, but it is strange that we didn't just draw the cartoon of the kid from last time. What happened to her? Did she move away? You think if Frosty came back... Again, you know how I said I don't want to be the old man judging a kid's cartoon too closely, but why was it not the same kids? Whatever. It's good to see Frosty's there. He's doing his belly flop where he slides down the hill, and because he's made of snow, he's going so fast. And for whatever reason, we do bring up the continuity that Frosty the Snowman is bad at math. I don't know why that's an important part of his character, but he does a figure 9 instead of a figure 8, and he says a one-horse open sleigh when there's clearly 2, which Frosty could count to 5 before, so I'm guessing he's gotten even worse at math. And we don't have Karen back, but we do get to see the traffic cop again. So at least there's something. So it is the same town, because the traffic cop recognizes that. Don't overanalyze it. It's a kid's cartoon. But anyway, the villain this time around is going to be Jack Frost, which I wonder if that's the same Jack Frost from the later Rankin Bass short. I don't know, but it's Jack Frost. He commands the winter wind, and he's jealous that everybody is better friends with Frosty than him, despite the fact that he controls the winter weather in general, so he wants to steal Frosty's hat, so everybody has to pay attention to him. I get it's a little bit weak of a motivation, and I like the magician in the first one was the one responsible for having the magic hat to begin with. I think he was a little better than Jack Frost as far as motivations go and the way he's constantly chasing after him. He's not as good, I guess, but I do like how he's just so silly and maniacal. He's kind of a little goofball. He just goes, "Ha! I'm going to steal your magic hat!" Whatever. I do like how Frosty treats him, though, where whenever Frosty and Crystal see him, they're not mean to him. They're like, "Oh, hey, Jack Frost, how's it going?" I do like, and that really just says so much to Frosty's character, that he doesn't even comprehend Jack Frost as a villain when he's directly trying to challenge and threaten him. That just made him seem so nice. There's also one thing with Jack Frost trying to steal the hat is it is kind of a terrifying thought, the idea that if you lose your hat once, you just turn inanimate and you could die, which, you know, yeah, you see a strong wind in him having to grab the hat. That's actually kind of terrifying. But also, he takes his hat off at one point in the film and holds it like the "I bid you adieu" gesture. But he doesn't die when he does that. So I'm guessing that if his fingers touch the hat still, he's still alive, and it's not so much that he has to wear the hat, just that he has to be touching it. In which case, Frosty, you should put the hat inside your belly. You're made out of snow. Shove it in there, and then a winter wind won't blow it away. I don't know. Just a thought. But anyway, they're going to have this thing, you know, avoid Jack Frost and his antics, and Frosty being lonely. Like I said at the beginning, that's going to be one of the motivations for this story, and it really does hurt to see Frosty so sad, and he can't even, like, when the kids are gone, just to go to sleep for the night, which I guess that means Frosty doesn't sleep, but he even just misses them for the night, and he wants someone to be with him. I do kind of wonder, does Santa not hang out with Frosty when he's at the North Pole? What about the elves? Or Sam the Snowman doesn't even talk to him? They're both snowmen, right? Why is he so lonely? Whatever. Poor, sad Frosty, and one of the kids says, "We'll build you a wife." And he doesn't even know what the concept is. However, he does say to make her nice and plump once he finds out. And not going to analyze that any further, but he finally has a chance at being with someone, but of course, she's not alive. How do we solve that problem? And again, as I said at the top, playing it a little fast and loose with the magic and the rules, and apparently it is kind of easy to get a snowman to come to life in this one. Whatever. When it gets there, it gets really, really sweet, and it is charming. You know, rewriting some of the song to be, instead of Frosty the Snowman, Frosty and Crystal. It is fun to see how they rewrite it, and also incorporating the Winter Wonderland aspect. Jack Frost causing the Winter Wonderland makes sense, but also we get to see Parson Brown. I don't know why, I just think that's really cool to actually see a character from the song, you know? That's fun. Sadly, we don't get to see the circus clown, I don't believe, but whatever. Anyway, I like it. It's not as good as the first one, but sugary, sweet, and heartwarming. It's hard to say no. But anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my Christmas marathon for this year. I've talked about a couple other Rankin and Bass shorts, as well as, like, say, Die Hard and some Krampus movies. At least one of those reviews is out by now, I think. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.